Hey everybody, it's Joel from Garden Tower Project. I'm going to take you into our manufacturer, Burco Molding in Noblesville, Indiana, where you're going to see our first ever run of succulent sage green garden towers. So this is the center ring, and you can see how it comes out with that cross member, which is the gate and runner of plastic, where the plastic's injected into our tool. And that's just going to be clipped out. Talk about it. These pieces go into this grinder, and they're shredded and reground, and they can be used in other components that are less critical than the center ring, so that there's no plastic waste here from the operating process, though there is some waste created at startup. Thank you. So here you guys can see lots more center rings and lower rings. See the underside bearing track that mates to the base. Here's our snap tabs, which hold the lower ring and the base together. And you can see our drawers with our garden tower feet. There's our perforated center compost column section. The perforations allow worms and water and air to exchange with the aerobic compost chamber that runs down the center of every garden tower. This is a redesign too. So if you have a tower that's older than about a year, you actually have a different center tube. This tube is now made in a multi-cavity mold, so it makes two at once instead of one, which saves on manufacturing costs, saves on energy, saves on time. And we've added this ring around it, this upper ring here, which makes it stiffer. And they have a positive lock. So as these snap together, they go together very forcefully and securely. All right, so here we have the 970 ton base press and final assembly operation. So what's going on here is we are molding the 8-pound garden tower base. Very heavy, very durable, overbuilt, injection molded base for the garden tower. It takes about 3 minutes to make this component. There's the gate and the runners knocked out of it. It's going to be inspected for weight, for a proper amount of injected plastic. And then there'll be some cleanup from flash. These feet are going to go in and just act as cooling jigs to make sure that the dovetailed alignment for the feet, the grooves, cool in the proper geometry. This is a hand-built bearing track jig. It's gonna make it easier to fill this jig with 52 polyethylene or polypropylene ball bearings. Ball bearings are 100% made in the USA as well, with US source material. And then while the parts are still warm, while the base is still warm, that lower ring will be inserted. Here's our box folding jig. This jig was made by Colin Cudmore. The original pioneer and founder of Garden Tower project. Colin is super hands-on. The first 5,000 towers were made by hand, and Colin had his hands probably on almost every tower. He made the first couple thousand himself, which was amazing. If you are waiting on your succulent sage green garden tower, it's in here. And this is our first production run. We doubled the order size, so it will be 2 full semis of towers. And that was because of significant pre-sales, more than we expected. Likely one of these is going to be heading to your house in the next couple days. So I just brought out the first succulent sage garden tower that's been outside of our Burco manufacturing facility. So I'm going to set it up and see what it looks like. It is very windy today, if you haven't noticed. So this is pretty exciting. We haven't done a new color in several years, not since our warm sandstone. So this will be very, very cool. All right, so minus the 20-mile-an-hour winds here, blowing things around. That went pretty smoothly. So this tower is in direct sun. It definitely won't be quite this bright, especially when you put soil in it, but it will still have a very nice green color. Thank you to all of our pre-orderers for helping us launch the Succulent Sage Green Garden Tower, the first green garden tower ever. Thank you to the 5,700 plus people that voted on the new color, and the 1,000 plus more that helped us refine it out to what you really wanted. And thank you to all of our customers for keeping Garden Tower Project around and keeping the dream going of growing more food in more places and doing so organically and doing it in the way that is the best possible way for our planet. Thank you to Living Product Challenge for helping us push our suppliers for the cleanest additive ingredients and the cleanest feedstock plastics that we can get. 100% food grade, 100% USA made, 100% USA made materials, and held to very high level of certification in terms of the formulations. Thank you all again. I am going to get this back inside where they're expecting it and get myself out of the wind and the cold today, and I will be looking forward to some much warmer weather on the way and some spring planting. So get those starts going, get those seeds going, and start growing, and your Succulent Sage Green Garden Towers will be on their way in the next 72 hours for most people that ordered them. Thank you very much. Signing off, Joel from Garden Tower Project.